welcome to the Refinery Podcast. For the people hearing your name for the first time, who is B3 Beyond the Music?
B3 is a monster that lives inside of me that gets busy when it's time to go crazy on the mic. My alter ego. My friends know me as Brandon. My real friends know me as Brandon. And everybody else that don't know me like that know that I'm B3. He's also from a city called Bakersfield, California. And that city won't give him any credit because he don't sound like anybody else. And they don't like the fact that he did things that they'll probably never do. But he still got love for the city. So other than that, that's who B3 is. Just my alter ego, the man that gets busy when it's time to go crazy on the mic, period.
Dope. When did you first realize music wasn't a hobby, it was a path?
Bro, ever since I was a kid, been rapping since I was 16. And, gradually getting better, putting out different projects, getting better and better and better to where, it got attention from a couple people, a couple labels. And, ever since that, it's just been a growing process. Other than that, that's what it is. You want me to answer in complete sentences or not?
However you do.
Because hold on, let's redo that because I was watching Meech's and it was just him answering it and it wasn't and I was like, what are they asking him?
I changed the podcast, so now it's just me asking the questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was just the first time, the first episode.
Okay.
So we changed it to where you can hear me asking the question.
Oh, okay, for sure.
Yep, so you're good.
All right, for sure.
All right, where are you from, and how did that environment shape your sound?
I'm from Bakersfield, California. 661. Bakersfield has a sound, but I like doing things out the norm. And, the sound is whatever it is. What is. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm more of the fan of the country sound out there. Because the Bakersfield sound with Merle Haggard and Buck Owens and them, I'm more of a fan of that than rap out there. There's a few rappers out there that I fuck with that I like, but everybody else out there sounds the same. It's like a mixture of White G, Blueface, and Nipsey Hussle all put in one. You know what I mean? And back when the Bay shit was huge, they tried to do the Bay sound, but we all know the Bay is the Bay. And Bakersfield is considered Southern California. It's actually the last city considered Southern California. After that, it's Northern California. But Bakersfield, I love for it, but I don't sound like anybody there. There's a sound there, so that's what it is.
All right, so who influenced you growing up? Artists, producers, family?
Who influenced me when I grew up? Dude, I used to bump Wayne hard, bro. I wanted to be Weezy F Baby to the fullest, bro. But down the line, it got to a point where I was recording with my boy Logan, and he's actually on the show rapping shit. I don't know if it's still on or not, but I was recording with him. He was like, "Yo, you sound too much like Lil Wayne. Like, why don't you be B3? Because there's already a Lil Wayne in the world, but you're B3. So why don't you sound like him instead of Lil Wayne? You think they're gonna, label's gonna sign another Lil Wayne? No, they want something different, something new. Why don't you be B3?" So I had to learn, had to find my sound, had to learn, stop, switching my style up. I really didn't find myself until I started working with Eric Bellinger. That's when I found myself, and I surrounded myself with Raziel too. Shout out A-Rock. With that whole camp, I learned a lot, and with cadences and different writing styles and melodies and stuff like that. And yeah, that's probably when I was the most comfortable with this. But yeah.
Word. What's the first song you ever recorded?
Bro, the first song I ever recorded was called "Buy Her a Glass." It was recorded at my boy OG's house in Bakersfield. Shout out OG Aside. We called it Thug's Mansion because his parents are heart surgeons in Bakersfield, so they got a huge ass house. They actually live next door to Derek and David Carr. So yeah, I recorded there, and it was just it wasn't mixed and mastered, but it was still dope. And then after that, we kept gradually getting better. Then he learned how to mix and master. And, yeah, it was called Buyer Glass.
Dope. How would you describe your sound in one sentence?
How I would describe my sound in one sentence. Different. B3 is different. B3 isn't anyone else but B3. B3 don't sound like anybody. That's hella sentences. Can't really, in one sentence, B3 is unique. That's probably the best I can do.
Okay. Are you more focused on bars, melody, storytelling, or vibe?
I think things I'm focused on more is it all coming together, not making a boring song. They say that the first 4 lines of a song is the make or break you. If the first 4 lines is hot, people keep listening. The first 4 lines just whatever, it's a skip. So whatever keeps the ear attention is what I focus on more. Sometimes beats can save you, but I don't rely on that. People will just listen to the song because they like the beat. But again, I focus on the first 4 bars, and that's how you grab the attention.
Do you write everything, or do you freestyle and build from there?
I write all my music, but I mean, if you think about it, writing is a little bit of freestyling. You know what I mean? You'll get ideas from freestyling. You know what I mean? You'll get ideas from what you're saying. You know what I mean? But I write. I'm not much of a freestyler. I'm more of a writer.
So what's your studio process like?
My studio process. I used to be able. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I used to be able to write music without listening to it, writing lyrics without listening to music, and then writing music. It just varies. Like, I'm more comfortable when I'm in the studio and I'm in that environment, and I know I can settle down and I have no worries. Versus me being at home on the toilet, you know what I mean, writing music, like, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it comes like that. Like, I'll be on the shitter, and all of a sudden I start going crazy. B3 is like, oh, I need to write something, you know what I mean? And then I'll write it down in lines, and then I'll file it away. But I've learned if I go that route, not to rush it, you know what I mean? I'm starting to learn how to let things come to me instead of me actually seeking it. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah. But it's weird how it happens. Any musician will tell you that studio's cool. You're in the environment. You probably work a little better, but sometimes you get some dope ass ideas and dope lines come to you randomly when you're a real artist. So that's my answer to that.
Word. What's the biggest misconception about being an independent artist?
The biggest misconception about being an independent artist probably be, I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. Misconception as in like what? Like, can you elaborate a little better? Maybe you understand it a little bit.
Like they say, independent artist is broke.
Oh,
one thing. Like,
misconception of art, like as far as like that. I mean, you got the money to fund your project. You got the money to fund your project. Work on music when you can, or work on music when the pockets is right. Misconception about being independent is I feel like being independent is definitely a lot harder than having a deal. Independent is you gotta have your ducks in a line. You gotta have some kind of lifestyle. What can I say? I would say if I was to be an independent artist, a successful independent artist, I would have no child, I would have no family, I would have nothing, and just focus on my music and put all my money and all my earnings and have a roommate. And, like there's certain things that an independent artist needs in order, for him to push that. For me, I got a wife, I got a kid, I got a job. You know what I mean? So a label is where I would go. You know what I mean? So Unless you have a dope team behind you too. Sometimes if you have a good team behind you, that shit helps too. That where everybody's clicking on all cylinders, everybody's helping out. But I'd rather go the label route.
Streaming numbers versus real fans. What matters to you more?
Man, real fans, bro. People are genuine. People can buy streaming numbers. People can buy bots. People can buy listens. I'd rather connect with people than, streaming. So I go people.
Do you think artists today need to be entrepreneurs too?
I mean, they say millionaire, as far as artists being entrepreneurs, they say millionaires have more than one income. So why not? Like, give me a Nike deal too. What a deal. Give me a fucking Coca-Cola deal. I'll drink Coke, bro. Give me a Pizza Hut deal. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I would say definitely. You don't want to just be a one-trick pony. You feel me? So that way you got, money on the side. So that way you make your own clothing line. Start your own brand. So yeah, of course.
Is social media helping or hurting real hip hop?
I'm got mixed feelings about that, bro. Cause I feel like social media is like, it helps in a way, but you don't know what's real or not. You know what I mean? You don't know if this person has genuine plays and genuine likes. Like, you can buy those. You know what I mean? You can also buy comments, which is crazy. And it's hit or miss. Some music I learned, he dropped that, okay, cool, it's good for promotion. I would say social media is good for promotion as far as music wise goes. But as far as everything else, it's spooky out there. It's real spooky.
Sure. What's the hardest part of chasing music full time?
Bro, the hardest part about chasing music full time is hardest part. It's funny. I have a family. I can't neglect them. You know what I mean? Like my daughter. I have a 4-year-old daughter, so I'm dealing with that. I got a wife at home. She's Latina, so I go. But yeah, it's about trying to juggle your life and make sure that you have time for everything and still have time for something that you love doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. What separates B3 from every other artist that are trying to break through?
What separates B3 from every other artist trying to break through is I'm a unique sound, bro. Like, you won't find any Mexican that sounds like me, bro. All the Mexicans is all choloed out and all fucking tatted up and orale. Like, no, bro. Like me, I'm my own person. I'm my own sound. Like, I don't sound like none of these guys, bro. Like, I pride myself on being unique. I pride myself for being out the norm. I'm not your typical Mexican rapper. People take a look at me and they're like, you rap? Like, what the fuck? Like, you probably talk about hopping in Lolos and fucking high notes. Like, nah, bro, I don't talk about that shit. You know what I mean? I was raised in the Mexican culture, but I wasn't that Mexican. You feel me? So, I'm half white, so my mom is white, so I was introduced to good music. I'm not to say that Mexican music isn't good music, because I love me some Vicente Fernandez and Selena and a little bit of Jenny Rivera. You know what I mean? List goes on. But me being white, being able to be introduced to like Sting, Annie Lennox, The Police, Adam Levine. My dad's a huge rocker, Van Halen, Iron Maiden, Metallica. It's just, it's basically it. Bro, I just feel like I'm fucking up all these questions right now because I'm yawning and I'm trying so hard not to.
It's all right.
I'm sorry, man. I've been up since
straight
5
up
in the
work.
morning. Yeah, so I mean, please, please don't take it personal. I'm bored. I'm just, bro, I've been
I already
here
get
since
it.
5 in the morning.
Yeah, I know. You told me after you get off work. So it's all good. It's just only a couple more questions.
It's all good. No, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I love to talk. Just don't, please don't get,
Cool. Yeah, I got you. If someone listens to your music, what do you want them to feel?
If someone listens to my music, definitely would. You know, if it resides with you, then it resides with you. If I can help you have a better day, then cool. If I'm helping you get through a time that you're going through, cool. You know what I mean? But really, I make music for myself because it's something that I love doing. I can give a fuck about anybody's opinion anymore. I used to give a fuck. You know what I mean? I recently learned that people are gonna hate you regardless. You know, people aren't gonna like you. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. You know, I've had rappers fucking feel away about me. You know, it is what it is. I can't really help how you feel. You know, I don't care. But you know, as far as that goes, I do music for myself. But if it resonates to you and it helps you get through a time, or I help you in any kind of way, then that's great. Like man, thank you. Like, cause then you're making my life complete too. You know what I mean? So yeah.
5 years from now, where is B3?
5 years from now, you know, only time can tell. I can't predict the future, but I mean, I'm definitely gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, music is what I love doing, and you know, regardless, you know, it's my therapy. It's what unwinds me. It's what makes me feel better. It's what, you know, it's what completes me. You know what I mean? I don't stop. You know, there's certain things in life that I will never stop doing. Like 1, making music. 2, playing Madden. I love playing Madden. Anybody get that work? Gamer tag Beast B3AST _ 661. Anyone can get that work. I'm a beer connoisseur, so I drink beer. I love drinking beer, and you know, being a dad and husband. Those are things that I never stop doing. But yeah, as 5 years from now, you know, only time can tell. All I can do is focus a day at a time and hope to God that one day, you know, that'll happen. All I need is 1 ear. It's all it takes is 1 ear, 1 eye. And hopefully one of those days, you know, it'll happen.
Yeah. All right. Is hip hop evolving in the right direction right now?
No, I'm sorry. Is hip hop evolving in the right direction right now? Hell no, it's not, bro. I feel like I was brought up in the golden age of hip hop. You know, I was from the Ja Rules to the Nellies to the Eminems to the Cash Money millionaires, to the big timers, to the Chingies, and you know, the Jay-Z's, Lil Wayne's, the Drake's, you know, Kendrick Lamar's, you know, J. Cole's, and then now you got all these spaz rappers that are just it's not for me. It just seems like rap got way lazier. Like, people aren't even trying anymore. All you need is a dope beat, talk about drugs, fucking a bitch, and rolling in a car and being off of Xan. Like, that's just what it's, you know, like, bro, like, I think I only follow the people that I feel are worth my time, you know, and listening to, and it's hard to be inspired by somebody. I am more inspired by from, you know, my friends. My boy Raziel, he was with Eric too when we were there. I get inspired by him a lot. There's a lot of things that he does that inspires me. That's my guy. Eric used to inspire me when I was doing it. I learned a lot over there. I learned a lot. JoJo, his cousin, used to inspire me. I learned a lot. Justin, Gumbo, they were all. I was all inspired by them, and you know, right now, you know, it's spooky, bro. Like, I can't tell you. Like, I don't even listen to the radio, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's probably someone that I don't like, you know, or I just don't feel, you know, all these little pumps, little Xan, little shits, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, you know, I'm not with none of that shit. So yeah, I would say it's decreasing, and it's sad because hip hop's such a beautiful art if you tap into it. You know what I mean?
Real talk. Who's overrated?
Overrated? As far as like who's overrated, rap guys?
Yeah, artists.
Who's overrated to me? I'm not the type to talk. I don't talk shit about people that I don't know. I can't. I'm not gonna go. I'll tell you artists that did me wrong and that I don't fuck with. That to this day I don't give a fuck how good she raps. But yeah, Snow White the product. Snow, I think her name is Snow the White or whatever. White the Snow or whatever. We had a situation, and she had did me hella dirty, and that's probably just the one person that I dislike. But other than that, like as far as overrated shit, they're doing shit that I wish I could do, so I can't really talk shit about it. Other than that, I'm not gonna say who's overrated, and I feel like everyone has their own unique sound, and it works for them. You know what I mean? That's what kids are into nowadays. So I wouldn't say overrated. I wouldn't even say one-hit wonders are overrated because we love those one-hit wonders still. You know what I mean? So I couldn't even, I don't think anyone's overrated. I think as far as, maybe basketball players or teams or NFL teams, I feel overrated. But as far as music goes, I can't, I don't know. I'm not that person.
All right. Well, now we're into the rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Ready?
Let's go.
All right. Studio or stage?
I like the stage. I like looking out in the crowd and seeing it. I like looking out in the crowd and seeing who's really feeling me and who's really not. And I'll see the people that are not, and I'll perform harder, and hopefully they'll be like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? So I would say the stage.
Dope. Bars or hooks?
Hooks. Hooks are catchy. Hooks is what gets you there. I feel like hooks are more memorable than bars. I'll say hooks.
Independent or major label?
Independent or major label? I go major label.
East Coast or West Coast?
I'm West, bro. What the fuck you talking about, bro? Straight up, bro. West Coast, bro. Uncle is Snoop, bro. What you mean? Dre is like, you know what I mean? Stop it, bro. West Coast is the best coast, period.
Classic Jay-Z or classic Nas?
No, I'm a Hov fan, bro. Although I saw Nas in concert, which is cool. Like I saw him with Wu-Tang, but Hov is just, Hov is another animal. Nas is cool. Hov to me is more just I resonate with him a little more than I do with Nas.
All right, last one. Album or mixtape?
They're different. I can't really choose one because mixtapes are more for fun and more for fucking around and putting different, like different artists on different songs that you would never, do. I feel like when you do a mixtape, the attitude is completely different because it's more free. Like, I try less with a mixtape versus an album. When I do an album, it's like, okay, now this is an album, because mixtapes you can use other people's beats, which I hate doing. I used to do that shit, but then, it's I'd rather do something original. So albums are more to me, more serious, more, you can show who you really are in an album versus a mixtape where you just having fun. You know what I mean? So I can't really tell you. I'm sorry, bro. If this was Drink Champs, I would take a shot. You feel me?
Yeah. All right. Last two questions.
Keep asking them, bro. I'm
Oh
here,
no,
man.
this is it. What's your next project, and when can people expect it?
My next project is I'm taking my time with it. I just released an album called Neapolitan last September. I want to say last September. With that album, with Neapolitan, I gotta say I rushed it. There were some songs that I had already recorded and put out, but people wanted me to put on an album, so I did that, and I put out that project, my Neapolitan. It's supposed to be EP, but now it's an album. All just because I had a rough summer. I had, well,